Hey, this is Lex, and welcome to another episode of Lipstick and Liberation, a podcast from the mindset of a 40-year-old feminist Black woman who is navigating our current society as we are watching our rights be rolled back and watching the rise of incel and manosphere culture. I'm here to talk to you guys about how to best get the best outcomes in life and how to keep yourself safe and what we need to know to move forward so that we can be happy, healthy, and whole individuals. As I say every week, so with my lipstick, as with misogyny, I always get the shade right. I just wanted to come on this week and talk to you guys. I talked to you guys last week about the beauty of watching my mom turn 65. This week, I wanted to talk about a topic that became kind of prominent in my social media space, where we were speaking on going on dates, and people were saying that they felt that in going on dates, women were using men for free food. Free food. And when I was reading that discourse, I was saying, like, aren't you getting to go on a date with a beautiful woman? Is that not a thing anymore? Is that not a thing where people value the fact that they like a woman and they want to go out with her? What more does a woman have to do? Like, after a woman agrees to go out with you, what more do you expect except for her to show up for dinner? And it really gave me pause because I realized how transactional dating is more so for men. I kind of always knew that, but men are so transactional with dating, and then they get angry when women understand it's transactional and make smart choices for themselves. Because here's the reality. A woman's not using you for free food if you go on a date with her. You asked her on a dinner date. She agreed to go on the date. That means she likes you or feels safe enough to meet you for dinner, which is a big deal because we have legitimate fears about the safety of men. A lot of us who were doing online dating, etc., we were telling our friends, hey, I'm about to go out and meet this guy. Let me send you this picture of him. So they've talked to you and built enough rapport with you or feel safe enough with you to go out to dinner with you. And that's it. That's what you asked them to do, is to go out to dinner. And one guy responded, well, they'll still go with you if they're not interested. And I said, interested in what? He would never say what the what was because we know what it is. They want you to be interested in either having a long-term relationship with them or sleeping with them for a dinner date. That's a transaction to them. That's because they don't think that your company is worth enough to go out and have somebody to sit with and talk to and be with. It has to have a payoff. And this is part of that manosphere thing because that didn't used to be the case. It didn't used to be automatically, unless the guy was a creep, that they were expecting something immediately after the dinner in the way it is now. And that's because now men, the way they view dating is so transactional, but they don't want women to view it in a transactional manner. They just want them to do what they want them to do, but not expect anything in return. The reality is, if you ask a woman on a date and she goes on a date with you, that's not a free effort. They get dressed up, they put on makeup, they show up and have a conversation with you. You are paying for their time, that they took time out of their day to come and spend time with you. That was your request. And that's the only thing that they have to do, is to show up for the date. So interested in anything else, what else would you mean? We all know what they mean. And I took myself out today, guys. I took myself on a dinner date because I didn't want to talk to anybody else. And it's not that I can't find gentlemen who would take me if I did want to talk to someone else. I could, of course. But I just was like, I'd like to take myself out at least once a week, spend time with myself. And I really encourage other women to start doing this, because not only do you get to spend time by yourself and really get to just like enjoy yourself, enjoy being in your head, enjoy the fruits of your labors of the week, because sometimes we spend all our money on our kids and, the bills and stuff. You save some money for yourself. You save some money to be glamorous for yourself. But in what I did that, I got a drink, I got an appetizer, I got an entree, and I'm on a GLP-1, so I'm not like super duper hungry all the time. But I had a nice full meal with tip. It came to like $46. It was like a mid-tier restaurant, like a step above like Chili's and Red Lobsters and stuff. So $46 with tip. And it made me think back on that conversation. That's what men are complaining of spending on women for $50 to $100, and thinking that we're using them for $50 to $100. That we absolutely don't like them, but we're going on dates with them for $50 to $100. And I also think it's a sign of how low their self-esteem is that they think that a woman might not like them enough to have dinner with them, that she has to be using them with money. The outcome of the dinner date is either that she wants to be in some kind of relationship with them, or that she wants to, share her body with him, or the date's a bust. It can't possibly be that, maybe I'm not really interested in you like that as a romantic partner, but you're fun to be around, and I like talking to you, and you're interesting to me. Like, so I'll come on eat with you, but there's nothing else going to happen there. And that your company is not worth that. Like, that's part of what the degeneration of this red pill, incel, manosphere stuff has led to, is that men's self-esteem is so low now. It's so low now that should they discover that a woman doesn't want to have a relationship with them, that means that she absolutely doesn't like them at all, and that she was intentionally wasting their time. So it's a fascinating and sad part of the new society that we live in. And more and more I understand the girlies who are saying, they're 4B, they're not dating anymore, because it's hard to date when you're going out with people who have these extremely high expectations about what a little bit of effort is supposed to buy them from you. A couple $46 dates is supposed, on your end, because of course they have to pay for their things, but that's supposed to buy them access to your body and your time. And many of them, are not developing their personalities. They're not working on being interesting or kind, because that's the point. They think the money is supposed to make up for that. And you have to have an exorbitant amount of money for it to truly make up for that. So it's a sad indication of what's, going on with heterosexual women and heterosexual dating, that's where we are right now. But you have to know where you are. We can't be idealistic, and that is where we are. So, I really encourage women to keep their standards high, because this is how low what men expect is. This is how low the standards are for men and what they expect. So you really need to protect yourself out here. You really need to be like looking at the things like, I love Shira Seven and how she looks at the game. A man, if he's not invested quite a bit into you, he's not interested in you, not truly long term. And the fact that men expect so much from one dinner date, that tells you that right there. So be super mindful, ladies, and be realistic in that, because this is what I always tell you guys: you don't have to date. We are in a time where you don't have to date, you don't have to get married, you don't have to have kids, and that's like a revolutionary thing. It used to like be expected that no girl was going to grow up and like not get married and not have children, and now we're in a time where you don't have to do that. So you don't have to go out with these men. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing that they're struggling with, is we don't have to go out with them. So now they're floundering because they have to develop personalities or interesting things. And the backlash is becoming right wing, and red pill and manosphere, instead of becoming better. So you don't have to go out with them. They're not a good product right now. And you should only accept the very, very best offer if you do go out with them. We have more sexual discipline. We are a lot more, we are a lot less tied to the idea that we have to be having children and having a husband to be successful than they are now with the opposite. So do what's best for you. That's the thing. That's how this has functioned for so long, as we have not been doing what's best for ourselves. We've been doing what's best for them. So I'm encouraging you to do what's best for you. Dress up for yourself. Put on an outfit for yourself. Take yourself out on a date. And no, I saw girls saying like, oh, well, when I go, I just pay to take away that hassle. No, you don't pay. Your presence is a gift. You are funny. You are beautiful. A lot of men are lucky to be able to go out with a beautiful woman. A lot of men will go out with whoever they can go out with. So if you're somebody that you know that you are beautiful and you are funny, and you should have this self-esteem about yourself for sure, but don't go out with a man and pay for the meal. Don't do that, because they asked you out. They're wanting to spend time with you. You are the one who is probably potentially afraid of being harmed in some way, shape, or form, not him. He should be going out of his way to make you comfortable. And that's why I say it's so important to try to find men who have feminist mindsets, which is really hard because some of them try to use that to try to pander to get you. But you need to find a man who understands that I'm a woman. I left my house. I put on my clothes. I put on my makeup. I'm beautiful. I'm funny. And you want to get to know me. And not only that, but I don't know you. I don't know that you're not, Ted Bundy. I don't know what you're capable of. So you should want to make me comfortable and want to make me feel safe. That's what they talk about. Men are protectors. But then they don't want to make you feel safe on dates by having you come and sit down and be relaxed. Not unless they get something from you. Not unless they think the option is there to get something from you. And yeah, it's an interesting mindset. It's not, to me, it's not a very masculine mindset, but I think men who actually provide and pay bills and try to make things more comfortable for women, to me, masculinity and femininity have been weaponized, mostly masculinity, of course. But I think that the deterioration of that mindset as a reaction to the fact that women can get jobs now and they're not going to be slaves just because you can do those things really has been part of what has caused the spawn and the spiral into this manosphere. But just, ladies, the only thing I can do is encourage you to get the best outcomes for yourself. You don't have to be paired up. I want to take the time to stress that. You don't have to be in a bad relationship just to say you're in a relationship. Leave that man. Get up and leave. Pack your stuff. Get out. Take a risk. Go travel the world. Stop holding on to things that no longer serve you because it's something. It's something that's holding you back. Stop doing that. You deserve so much more. And you are shorting yourself. Our lives, we don't know that we get another life after this. If we do, maybe we don't even remember it. But this is the life you're living right now. You deserve to live it on your own terms. You are given a life as a woman, and you're given a life in thought, thinking that I've got to serve others. I've got to serve a husband. I've got to have children. Other people are getting lives. Men are getting lives. They're not thinking that. They're not thinking they have to. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. And even still, many of them are still living so selfishly in their marriages, and they have their secret lives, their dream lives, the fantasy girl that they want to be with, the guy, like the CEO, the Coldplay CEO, that he has his wife and his kids at home, and then he has his other life that's his real life. Do you think that his wife has time to have that other life? Men are still going to find a way to live the life that they want to live. And women, it's so crazy to think about the fact that you're born a woman, you're born female, and you are feeling like you don't get to live your life the way you want to live it. It already belongs to the children and the husband that you haven't even met yet. Let that stuff go, especially if your kids are grown. If you even lived your life a portion of the way like that, stop letting these relationships do that to you. You deserve to live a life that's about you. You are only getting one of these that you know about. Don't waste it trying to live it for everybody else. Like I said, men are not doing that. No matter how much they tell you about the long-suffering husband, he's got his little secret life on the side somewhere. Women don't even have the luxury. You don't really almost ever hear about a woman having a secret family somewhere, because how could she have time when she's taking care of everything else? But these men have that. They're going to have their little secret gambling habits. They're going to have their little secret escorts. They're going to have their little secret relationships. They're going to find a way to have a little bit of what they want if they can't have it all. If they bargain some of it away to have the families that society told them to have, that maybe they didn't even want to have either. So you better find yourself some peace in this life too, some joy. They say that women who are unmarried and childless are the happiest. And I believe that because they don't have to live for other people. Their community, sure, in a way that they choose to be, but they don't have to feel like they have to do things for other people, that other people come first. So if your kids are grown, stop putting these relationships first. These relationships, you guys aren't even happy in these relationships. Prioritize having fun. Prioritize going to the gym. Prioritize that hobby that you've been putting off for years. Pick back up something that you did before. Prioritize yourself. This is your life right now, ladies. This is your life right now. Are you living in any way, shape, or form for yourself? I want you to really sit down and ask yourself that. Am I doing the things that I want to do? I know we got to go to work. Unfortunately, we are in a crappy capitalist society with a president who is flushing our economy down the toilet. We know that. But you can still find some joy for yourself. And I'm challenging you to do that. That's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do this week, especially after having this conversation, like I said, about the transactionality of dating with men. Everybody expects something from you as a woman. You show up a place, somebody wants something from you. They need something from you. What do you expect from yourself? What do you want from yourself that you have been afraid to go after because it's going to interfere with what you're doing for everybody else? That's what I want you to think about this week. And that's what I want you to work on. The things that I do, I'm going to be honest. Like the things that I want is I want to declutter my house. I want to get rid of a lot of the stuff here because I feel like so much of the stuff no longer serves my purpose. I want to continue working on my body and getting back in shape. I've been in the gym and I've been loving it and enjoying that journey. I want to continue to pursue a better career for myself. I want to continue to pursue my reading. I have really fallen off of reading this year. Like I just have with everything else I've been trying to do. I want to continue doing my skincare. Those are my self-care things that I do that are about me. And I want to make sure that I'm going out and enjoying myself regardless of my relationship status, regardless of dating. I'm not even really interested in dating anymore. Like unless somebody comes along with a great stress-free fun package deal, miss me. I'm not having any more kids. I got my tubes out. I'm living for me. Once my kid is grown and I've made sure that he's seen the world and everything is great with him and he doesn't grow up to be a misogynist and a woman hater, then I'm going to enjoy myself too. And I'm carving out that time and that space to make sure that I enjoy myself. That is, like I said last week with my mom's birthday party, watching her life, I think we should all be looking for a step more than what our mothers had. My mom's had a great life, but I know that she had a life that I don't know from when she was younger, that she went through struggles. She got married at 24. She went through things that I will never know about, maybe that she'll never open up about. But she's living a really great life now in her 60s. What if I can go ahead and live a really great life in my 50s and my 40s? That's a step forward. So I want you guys to think about that. That's what I do when I come here this week is try to create something where you guys can think about yourself guilt-free. Because I know that there's that guilt, that mom guilt, that wife guilt. But please remember, this is your life. It's yours. We need to be fighting for each other's rights. We need to be taking care of each other. We need to be raising our kids. But we also need to be living. We are individuals. We are human beings. We deserve to live and have our desires fulfilled. So I'm challenging you guys this week to think about yourself in a way that you have not. What do you want? You don't have to jumpstart on it right away, putting a plan into action, but I want you to think. I'm going to challenge you to think about what you want that you are not getting out of life already as a woman. And then we can think about next week, how are we going to put that plan into action as we talk about these other topics as they happen. So I wanted to make this one lighter so I could continue to encourage you guys, because I talk to a lot of women, in my inboxes and my chats on my TikTok, Crazy Lexi Cool. Like I talk to a lot of women all day, every day via social media. And that was just what was on my heart this week, is to encourage you guys to live for yourselves. So please come back next week. I want to hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. And thank you again so much for your listening. I appreciate your ears.